Welcome back to Balance While Blooming. My name is Bridget, and today we are going to do our monthly budget with me. We are going to update our template today. We are going to start seeing how we can really have sinking funds and figure out the best way to use our template. So next month we will have a new template, and please note that I am going to pretty much use this one as a writing board because I think that as I start budgeting, it is so good to see what works and what doesn't. So I made this one pretty messy this month, but do know I did get a new calculator. It's just so much easier for me. And let's jump right in to our income. And as we go along, we will talk about all the things that I added in and made notes on. So first, we are rolling over my husband's 5th paycheck of June. And we are also adding our tenant's money. We do rent out part of our house. So that is exciting that we're going to add that because I do pay full rent. So it is very easy to see where the rent comes from and where it goes and how much we actually spend, which is the positive and negative, obviously. Now, let's jump right in to putting down my husband's $350. That is for all 5 paychecks. Typically this month he will have 4 paychecks, but he didn't get his vacation paycheck, which does come sometimes after his vacation, so that is not a surprise. We were hoping it was going to come in time. If it doesn't, it's okay. It's a different portal that they use. It's a long story, so I'm not going to get into it. And then I have 2 paychecks this month as I am bi-weekly, and those are going to be $1,500 each. And then our tenants, actually, we had a few extra people staying with us in June, so we have our full rent going into this. So what our tenants already pay plus our portion, which is really nice to pay full rent. Now, adding that all up, it comes to $6,150, and we're going to put that at our balance sheet at the bottom. Note that I got some new pens. This one's green. We're going to be using green and red this month, which is funny because positive, negative, didn't use it that way. Now, let's jump into expenses. So our rent is $1,400. The water bill and electric, we are going to do $100 each for those again. Even though we paid our water bill last month, I want to just get ahead for next quarter. Then $110 for our internet, $35 for our phone. And then we're doing something different with our groceries. We are actually going to put all $650 into groceries, and this is for everything. And this is going to now take out toiletries and household. They're all going to be put together into this one budget, just because my husband shops, I shop, some people at the house shop, and we reimburse them. It's just hard to keep track of what is in each section, so I just don't. And then for the gym, we have $25, and then this month we actually are budgeting less, which is $250 for gas, which I'm super excited about, that it's less than June. And now that we aren't driving to my stepson's school every day, we should have less gas as well. We don't have to drive as far. Now, I did cross out subscriptions, but the subscriptions that we were adding up for the $75 last month was for fun things that my husband takes out of his own account, because we each keep a little bit of money that doesn't go in our joint account, that doesn't get put into this budget. But I'm gonna put some Amazon subscribe and save next month because we have that starting. Then for our health insurance, we are gonna probably keep this because we are gonna keep the dental plan that I have. And with that being said, that's not going to be the $310, but we do have that. Now, I have to fix this template, but for now, it's messy, but it is what it is. And for right now, we're just going to say subscriptions are 0 because we don't have any this month. Okay, so now that we added that up, that is $2,980. We are putting that in our balance sheet, which is crazy. And debt, bills and expenses, and sinking funds are all negative from our overall income. And let's jump right into our debt section. Now, for our debt this month, it is going to look a little bit different than normal. We typically have a zero debt bill, so we don't have anything on our credit card. But unfortunately, we had a decent sized payment at the end of the month, which we knew about, but it didn't go through all the way. So as it's still pending, I have the money in June's budget, but right now I might just put that directly in a savings and budget it from this month. But if I can do it before July 1st, we will see. I'm recording this on the 30th of June. Right now it's still pending. So we are putting $600 into our balance form. But if I can save that $600, that would be awesome, and put it somewhere else. Now, I subtract everything to get into a zero-based budget, which brings our total for our sinking funds to $2,570. So that means everything for our spending and sinking funds. We are kind of calling these spending funds right now because we haven't made any categories yet, and we need to work on that. So we will have a total breakdown. We did add month ahead on here, and we are calling these spending funds, as I said, and some sinking funds. Right now, the only sinking funds are the emergency fund and our birthdays, because we have a big gift coming out. Now, just because I say that does not mean that we aren't trying to save more, but just want to put that out there that, sorry for the AC, that we are going to try to start saving more. So we are going to put $1,000 into our emergency fund. Our goal for that is $10,000. We are on our way to that goal, and I'm super excited about it. We are so close, probably in the next month or two, to be fully maxing out that budget. Now, we had car maintenance last month, but we didn't have anything in our sinking funds, and this month we are not going to put anything into anything except his and hers will be equal this month. It was less for my husband and a little bit more for me. We are doing $250 each for the month, and when you divide that by 4, it actually equals out to $62.50, which I think, after having a strong discussion, we have about $125 every 2 weeks. I think that's very doable for some spending, and whatever we don't use will go into savings. Now, the next section, I am going to be blanketing. That makes no sense, but I like to call it that, where I'm putting multiple categories and they all can be used with the same amount of money. So I'm not specifying exactly how much for each section, but for those 3 categories, you only have so much money. So you'll see that here, where we're going to do dining out, dates, and fun for $150. And please note that I am recording this out of the fact the sound was terrible quality, so I am subtracting to make sure from the $2,570 that every time I add stuff up, that it gets to that 0. You want to make sure that that whole sinking and spending funds are getting to 0. So once again, any of those 3 categories can use that. And then we have some money left, and we have to see where we can shift it around. So for birthday, we are going to put $500 there. That is hefty. That only leaves us with about $420. and this is a decent amount for what we have left. Miscellaneous is a new section that I used last month that I didn't think I was going to use. I use this different than what other people may use it for. I use it for supplements and other random things that I think don't go into his or hers, or I don't realistically think that they should go into our grocery fund. $220 is good for our supplements, anything that we need extra miscellaneous or just random. I try to not spend that whole section, but I think $200 is really good. I don't know what my brain is thinking right now, but I think the rest of it should go to the month ahead as we're trying to get that. So the $220 that is left over will go there. Now let's check. So now that we know that that all adds up to the $2,570, I think it is so important to note how much is going into your credit card. What is an estimate? So for that, we have groceries, gas, his, hers, dining out, that whole blanket, so dining out, dates, and family fun, and along with miscellaneous. So we add that up, and we get $1,750, and that is just to tell us exactly what we will have for our credit card. That is not the $600 that we owe from last month. This is like an estimate, and hopefully we spend less than that, but I'd rather kind of know what we're paying our credit cards on. So let's add that up now that we know all the categories. Okay, so as I said, $1,750. I had that number when I was recording this, so sorry to jump that ahead, but I think it is important to understand where your money's going, how you're going to spend it. How I budget may not be the way you budget. I will be changing up the template next month to fit other income, side income, along with our tenants funds and everything like that. Making your template yours, I think, is so important. Now, let me know in the comments below if you like this video, if this is something you like, where you would want one of these templates, and I can make it a custom, not to you, but be empty, and you can fill in the sections the way that you want. Because for me, I need more income and less bills and expenses, and maybe more sinking funds, less debt. You can kind of work with it the way you want, but note that any way that someone budgets isn't the way you have to budget. I zero-based budget, but before that we did rollover budgets, which is kind of what we're doing this month with that extra $350 along with the credit card. We should make sure we zeroed out last month with the $600, but it happens. And don't put too much pressure on yourself when you're budgeting. Have fun with it and make it your own. And I hope to see you guys next week with how you guys budget. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow me on Instagram to see more of my day-to-day. Bye, guys.